Husk, Vicky, always a good time on this map, starting with the pig band phase. Emma was squeaking through dominations. Nope, not this time from Darkzero, down and showing the respect to TTK.
TTK back in Emma jail, knowing the history here that we've had from TTK, even though he's just really flexible in a lot of Vanguards, godlike Doctor Strange too, as the Protect on the Magneto comes out for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, looking at what they're going to go game plan wise. Obviously, Nuck is new to this roster. He's played a lot of, we saw him on Raccoon and Loki back in the day when he was playing for Shroud X. I've seen this man play plenty before, but we're going to have to see how that role kind of subs into with this team. Great player, though. Very good player, and excited to see him back with another roster that this time can go the distance. Looking at more, I mean, look at the way these teams are zooming through the pig bans. It's the strategist show right now. Jeff being banned from Darkzero, Kurova not going to have fun on the Shark. But, man, Delina's been going off as Adam, Vicky. I thought they would try to target that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And that's what 100 Thieves want to lean into. That's why Nook may be coming into play here. We're going to have eyes on Nook, as you saw that beautiful picture lineup. And then there's just Nook being the Adam, actually. So looking at what this last band is going to be here from Darkzero after they protect the focus on the strategist. It's the Luna Snow coming in next.
Yeah, looking at that, I mean, I'm sure they wanted to get rid of the Adam. But hey, got that good save at the very end. We actually saw that a ton from this team against even Sentinels here. As we get the lock-ins, right? Amazing going back to the sky. There's Smash to join. Good little roster and comp up there. Human Torch gone right off their way, and this is going to change things for the team. Let's see. Terra's going to go Star-Lord. Interesting. And Delina back on that Adam. So this is what they've been running. Millennia has been a great Jeff for this team as well, Vicky, and so they're comfortable with what they had. 100 Thieves have been kind of slow off the startup there in domination in games past.
Yeah, we've seen Millennia really prioritize like that Mantis out here too, trying to enable the Torch, looking at the Ultron. But now as we have our bans laid out for us and then there is no Ultron in favor for 100 Thieves or the Mantis, having the Adam Warlock is going to be what they lean into, similarly to what we saw from our first series of the day in the first game. But then you look at Darkzero protecting that Inviswoman, protecting that Ultron as we get started with our last grand finals for the group stage here in Americas. It is Group Stage B. We saw the action play out in that Group Stage A here. Let's see if we go the distance this time around for our series of between Darkzero and 100 Thieves.
Can the constant favorites win, or the new guys on the block get it done here now as they get all together? Going in aggressively and fast. 100 Thieves there with a cap, and Shark love the lineup here. More of a defensive comp, I think. Darkzero, we're going to see who can get this point right away with Envy and FlyQuest. It was an absolute battle of points here. As look at that right off the bat. They get Terra eliminated and go for more to get rid of that resurrection. What a start, Vic.
Talk about prioritizing what the problem is here with 100 Thieves. And Delena's actually the one on the Adam Warlock. You talk about Nook having that rocket available, and you get that BRB too that can be used up as Darkzero are looking to try to push in. And then Jeff isolation, you have to consider too with Vinny and Impunity having that Captain America.
Look at just moving one target to the other. The comms are out of control right now. And Amazing, he highlighted it yesterday. Terra, as terrifying as he is, has not been able to answer the call against Amazing and Kurova on other teams. And now they know exactly what it takes to shut down the constant fire. That is their best player now. Smash looking for the top ground, trying to find his assignment now as they get together, group up.
Amazing, beaming with confidence already, has the Ultron Rage available here to force 100 Thieves back from this choke, hugging closer to their spawn point here, while TTK falls at the hands of Madara, who choke slams him, punches him out of existence, and 100 Thieves still struggling to even find their footing thus far.
Yeah, holy stagger. I mean, this is what we keep seeing from 100 Thieves on domination. They just come out flat, and, we can't say anything against it because they keep winning after it here, but they got to get things rolling if they want to make this thing competitive on this part of domination, 80% in climbing. If they're making Terra very uncomfortable, constantly pushing towards him, they have eyes and comms on him now as he's charging up, ready for Legendary. Smash can match, though. We'll see if they go aggressive. It's 100 Thieves to pop first there. Nuck throwing out the ult.
You need to keep up the aggression too with the 100 Thieves having these ultimates and having that C already. Here goes the It's Jeff. The Psionic Seductor we do the first as the Stalk comes out here up on the high ground to take what they need. As Millennia now is going to be able to go over to the other side with the Ultron in their mouth. See you, Amazing.
Yeah, he gets one there. Rise not going to be able to escape. That was a great job from Millennia there, getting him And some separation now. Vinny is going to be charging freedom now as they go and smash with the legendary up. You're going to have the Magneto to counter TTK. Not getting the connection because of a great block there. Good job and shout out. Smash now trying to just keep the point contested and doing a good job, Vicky. 85 and climbing.
Exactly. They have not been able to flip this point. Talk about Madara's placement, too, with those Emma Frost shields. If there's one Vanguard you don't want to see Madara on, and it's going to be that Emma Frost, but they isolate them, and Amazing is coming up with that Ultron Rage, just forcing them back for now, trying to heal up the rest of the team as 100 Thieves finally find their footing back on this point.
There we go. That's what we expect, to get the rust off, knock it off, and now we're back here ready to go. And you know, it is important to say Darkzero did get the extra bit of practice yesterday, right, Vicky? They got to play some games and get, you know, get things rolling momentum-wise for them. 100 Thieves taking a quick day to get this back together. Vinny now leading the charge and 10% in climbing. They're going to keep the aggression going. I like it.
Look at Delena, has that Karmic Revival ready to unleash, as well as the passive, it looks like, as Smash looking to wrap around on the other side. Having that, wanting to build up into that legendary, as Korova also close to that invisible boundary. But before they start moving up, Smash trying to split more attention away from these Captain Americas here who are trying to peel for the backline.
Using environmental use to their benefit. Love to see how the pros do it now, as Smash just trying to get constant poke damage, climbing up slowly. Korova does have that invisible boundary ready to pop. They're going to have to recap. That's going to be the start to do it. Millennia, though, did give that value last time on Jeff. The baby shark has done so much thus far. We'll see if Thieves can do it again, as Delena has the rest of the match.
Smash going out here first, and PDD had gotten down earlier than this, though. But with the 100 Thieves already nearing 60%, they're looking to flip the script. But Darkzero have so much in the bank to recontest, and 100 Thieves have a lot of answers.
I just love to keep it entertaining now. 100 Thieves has every single ult on charge, ready to rock and roll. Has not slowed down since they got this cap back, and Terra knows it as he's throwing out the melees. Korova and team setting back up. Look at all this. Is every cube about to be pressed. It's an explosion of colors. It's going to be the Infinity War we're waiting for here, Vic, as they try to recap.
Colors everywhere. You could call it a rave out here, too. Fireworks in the sky. It's the invisible boundary, though, called in first thanks to the hands of Velocity and the God of Mischief. Trying to force it back with Terra waiting out just temporarily with that legendary. It's going to be meant, too, from the other side of Madara, having the Sign of Seduction, right? Amazing to keep them alive. Beautiful! From the Sign of Seduction to go into Diamond form and to get that choke slam here, as now the Freedom Charge from Vinny rings out. They got to keep Delena alive. Overtime ticking away, but it's in favor for 100 Thieves.
Absolute disrespectful, acting like Star-Lord's her son there, and Terra getting one, making two. But Madara getting TTK down, but it's 100 Thieves gonna throw away the key as they lock down point number one. That is why it's like you can never ever judge the scoreboard with this team, I swear, Vic.
Or like that first pickoff, right? Well, you saw Terra like go down before the game even fully started is what it looked like. And the fact that they're able to turn things around, the ult economy that they were able to shift through too, even better. And they didn't even have to use everything too, right? Millennia still has that It's Jeff.
Constant ice in the veins. Gotta say, Nuck has just adjusted perfectly into this comp as well. Look at that highest healing right now of the scoreboard. That's what you want to see there from your sub in TTK. And Vinny doing what they do. Vinny having a tremendous game. Vinny typically struggled here in domination early, and that has been the big difference now as Darkzero looks to reset, and they're going to change some things up here. I love it, going to the Namor and hope for some more backbone of the team.
Something that we know they can run. One of the many layers of their own onion that they could peel through. As you can see, Terra was popping off. What was it, like 12-1 thus far, just going down that one time that we saw. But it's going to take a lot more than that as they continuously roll out with that Adam Warlock too. Darkzero, Velocity being that Loki coming in clutch and copying Korova earlier on too with that invisible boundary.
Alrighty, looking at the comps we're going with here. Like the triple strategist front here from Darkzero. The Loki, good play, good hit here now as they're trying to rotate. Don't want to give a early cap. Seeing a lot of aggression here, right, Mason? Get the squids out and the pressure on now. Millennia, though, can't get an absolute game-changing point clinching ult if done correctly now. Nothing to match it from Darkzero for the instant deletion of the baby shark now as Ray Mason just continues to poke with the Tritons, but he's out of there. Terra finds him.
Terra isolating him, causing the problem here, trying to prevent Darkzero from finding their footing, and with 100 Thieves having Millennia and being able to capture the Emma Frost. Hasta la vista, says Millennia to Madara as he sends him over to the top, but he doesn't get far enough. Madara survives, but at least he distracted him to allow 100 Thieves to be able to replant their feet on the point to claim it first.
Yeah, that point cap was everything for them. As we know now, 100 Thieves, Terra, the legend, has legendary now impunity. Just looking to get that ult charged up, and Darkzero's got to reset once again. It just took very little for them to get this back, and it started with that pick from Terra, taking down Amazing Vicky.
Now looking at the ult economy that we have on our hands here, Cozy, TTK with that meteor and with Smash taking to the skies, it would be a crazy dunk if we could see it happen side by side. Impunity too, with the reset having that world breaker. As you can see, Terra holding on to that legendary.
All right, Terra's stalking his prey, going against Smash. What a great counter that is, and Star-Lord to try to get that down. They're going out and attacking immediately the Emma Frost and putting the pressure on. Right, Mason does have Giganto. He's going to open up the seas, but first the skies. It's legendary coming down. Good invisible boundary keeping things going here. Kurova summoning it, but no, Kurova's out of this thing at the hands of TTK, and now it's the next Terra going for more, and 100 Thieves is cooking.
With the meteor slamming down in the middle of that invisible boundary, the bread and butter counter right there as TTK, it's rare to see him miss, and that was him turning the tides to allow 100 Thieves to keep pushing this aggression, nearing already 70%, Cozy.
I mean, it's just, they barely need to practice this. Just instinct, trust from one another, consistency of play. You'll love to see it. Now, Right Mason's got to get used to this Giganto. They have not even been able to set a battle up here in this matchup now, trying to get things rolling. Terra spinning to win once again, pushing forward. We'll see if Darkzero tries to set up a combo they're looking for, and it starts with Impunity and the Gamma God.
Start off the engagement here, too, with Velocity having that Eternal Bond smashed with the Extermination here, but 100 Thieves nearing 100%. They have to recontest right now at Darkzero. They move up. 100 Thieves have to contest here to stop for as long as possible. Overtime now coming away as Darkzero have the number advantage, not using up everything in the arsenal, but they look up and they hear the Born Again as Delena brings everybody back and Terra rings out with the Legendary.
Yeah, once again, that's been their song and dance. You get rid of the whole team, and back is Delena doing his job best. And there it is yet again. It's Jeff. Here comes another whale, though. The ocean fighting the ocean. Delena, TTK, smash down. This is 100 Thieves all the way, Vic.
Millennia following up from the dive between Vinny and Terra to add. It's so much damage output, and just as quickly as Darkzero thought they could flip it, it flips right back around in favor for 100 Thieves as Darkzero desperately try to portal in.
That amazing for the force swap. Don't see him on Vanguard much, but the only play that they can do right now, they saw a million ways to win, and this might be it. TTK now pushing forward for more, has that meteor on the sticks, ready to rock and roll. Might as well use it at time. Calls amazing, pops with the wizard, takes down Terra. Here comes the meteor, the slam, dunk, and the finish. Bye-bye, Velocity.
Velocity tried to move up with the Atom, but you won't build up into that Karmic Revival here as Smash follows up to get Nook. And now 100 Thieves out in numbers as Darkzero try to reclaim the point, but the stall is coming out, and overtime was so low, at least Darkzero do it with their backs against the wall.
I'm telling you, Doctor Strange saw one way to win. Maybe it's Amazing Portal and back 92 and climbing. Impunity, it is now 22 and climbing, but they've got their work cut out, Vic, if they're going to even squeeze out a map here.
You have to really be careful with the way that they rotate through these ultimates too coming up, and then focus down on Delena. But the same thing for 100 Thieves, managing to look out for Velocity as it's the Extermination. Velocity, if anything, looking out for that baby Sharks. Claiming Millennia here. Madara's going to be able to get that drop kick onto TTK, and it's going to have to be another reset for 100 Thieves.
Terra had 1 health left. Smash smelt it, but he instead got 2 and will settle for it now as we look down the alley in the valley. They're going to be taking the main front pass. Smash getting more, 25%. And charging. Amazing on the Strange. We're going to see another Agamotto come from him. Love to switch up for the portal and the consistency here as now they're on this triple Vanguard front. Not one duelist to Darkzero right now, but will they even need it? They've got the point cap. Surely 99's in their sight. Here comes the Amazing. He gets 2 knocked down. Then Delena, and Terra now is trying to get the difference.
But Delena has the passive though, so you could come right back around. Oh, it doesn't pull off. He's unable to pull it off as Darkzero are able to still force back 100 Thieves before 100 Thieves try to re-engage. So they peel back. They know the timing's of the essence as they want to try to re-engage here.
Yo, Rye can just swap to whatever and get it done. What a way to get things rolling. But 100 Thieves now has everything. Delina has res this team time and time again. Darkzero has to find him. Velocity can match it, though. It's going to be Marvel Zombies out here as we see Terra as the Punisher. My gosh, what a skin. Vinny pushing forward. The aggression already on the stretch, just forcing the peel. Looking at Visible Boundary up. Kurova and Smash go together, though, Vic.
Terror coming out of the beach, fresh and loaded here as he finds Impunity next. Smash gets a trade and finds TTK, but with Nuck being here to collect the dead, he brings him right back around. Velocity to match that with the Resurrection. Darkzero trying to push this fight to the very end, but it's going to be 100 Thieves that have that damage to us, that have the sustain. TTK, Meteor M, it comes up, looking for one of the strategists here first as Madara trying to punch their way in that diamond form, but a beautiful block coming out from Amazing.
Great Mystic protection there from Rye Amazing, but the big thing is Velocity did the res. Delina has his still. They're going to have to play near perfect to win this thing. Rye Amazing, you can see the portal is back to play, though. Even if they get eliminated, when does Rye Amazing fall? It can't be last, and right now it's looking like it. 3 left on the point. Madara down as well. It's going to be Impunity. Rye Amazing, they need him to survive in time for the portal and the swap. It's going to be rough, but Kurova going.
Oh, the fact that Impunity was trying to live for as long as possible. Kurova has the portal. They want to try to portal in, and he comes out right in time before overtime ticks away.
What a quick swap. You got to love that. Kurova switch going to Strange. He has to come back from the respawn. This is what you love to see. Delina still hanging on to that res, though, but Rye Amazing on the Atom now. Going to try to get the res of his own. Smash pushing down, getting more. They've got to find the key target, though. None of this matters. Delina's the key here as Vinny is just punching down Emma's throat right now.
With that freedom charge, you just disrupt Punisher being on that turret, too. Eternal Bond to match that of Nook, who, by the way, is being able to get these CS so quickly. And now here comes Millennial with the It's Chef, who's going to be able to be here as the contention comes out to scoop up at least one, and he misses out on the Venom, misses on Impunity. Ooh, beautiful. Emma, fresh shield again. I do not know how Madara is so consistent with those as we see a trade between Terra and Smash.
Interesting. He tried to go for Impunity, who's kind of the harder one to get rid of, but instead, he could have gone for the Atom, but no, now it's going to be them going for Kurova. Terra gets 1, gets 2, it's 3 now. They get them all, and just like that, my goodness. Oh, boy, that's rough. That's huge. They had the res and all. Oh, no.
I mean, that's unfortunate. It was still doable there, but 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves. They'll walk away with that. We take those, and they take the second round after they already took the first round, even in a dominating fashion, to take game number 1.
Call it a slow burn, but they just needed a quick ignite there to fire it out, and my gosh, what a pose, what a win. 100 Thieves getting the first game on Darkzero, and that was a good one, Vic. 32-3. And I'm pretty sure all of those came on the first map. I think 1 fell there at the end, but either way, what a job for their team pulling it together.
Yeah, making the swaps that they needed to, right? Between Doctor Strange portal to Doctor Strange portal to contest, they flipped the point once again, but it's another situation where even if they do not get the point first and we see that first fight go in favor for Darkzero, 100 Thieves, the way that they were able to reset, notice how when they lost that first player before that second to last fight, instead of fully engaging, they back away to make sure they re-engage as a unit to start off that second to last fight.
Yeah, listen, I mean, practically for half that second map, Darkzero is playing roles that they don't play. They had to just adjust a touch, and then they ended up flipping that thing and almost turning it around. So got to give hats off to the effort there, but it was the shaky start on map 2 for Darkzero that didn't get that rolling, and Terra, who just can't be stopped, as we've talked about before. This is going to be a good series, but 100 Thieves looking pretty confident right now, and Nuck has just fit in perfectly.
Yeah, it was an elongated fight at the very end here, too. Even when we saw that swap up from Terra, Delena still holding on to that Adam Warlock ultimate, too, at the very end. Impunity trying to stall for as long as possible, but it was even crazier to see Kurova still able to bring back the rest of the team right when they were contesting at the end.
Absolutely, and as we take a look at our MVP of the match, and would you guess, would you be surprised? It's Terra once again, 32-3. We talked about him opening up the match, and it's, yeah, the gas up is real. I mean, look at what he does to keep this team in it time and time again. You can't game plan against them. You just have to try to survive. Terra, MVP in our first map there, Vicky, but we are in for a good one as now Darkzero is going to be picking the map.
And using the best Punisher skin, by the way. Beach Bum Punisher coming out to play with this water guns as well. Wondering what that second game map is going to look like here, because 100 Thieves taking game number 1 on domination, and the way that they're able to re-engage and reset off those fights looked clean.
Vic, do we think Terra's playing like this? Like playing down here, just kind of
Like
hanging
laid back?
out? I mean, that's how he interviews, so maybe he's just doing the job like that as well. I've seen this team, though, in person. They celebrate, they clap, they cheer, they get ready, they play cool. I get it, but either way, it's cool to watch this team perform once again.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We have to see how that's going to play out in the next game, Cozy.
Yeah, guys, so don't go anywhere. We're going to go to our next match here in just a moment. You know, get some pizza, maybe some water, reset. We'll be back in just a moment.
Trapping all those fighting souls, but yet across the world I see you standing in my way. And remember the time, the place we used to fight like the sun.
Hello, guys, and welcome back as the sun sets on Season 4 in our grouping stage. We're here, Sunday Night Rivals. Vicky, we got another good 100 Thieves versus Darkzero, and it's all been about the anchor, the ace. When things get messy, he can make sense of it. It's Tara, once again, doing what he does best.
Yeah, I love it. You hear the Born again and then nobody on the point right there too, right? So you just go in and it's the 100 Terror show. Who would win, 100 Terrors or one Gorilla, I guess? But we'll find out at the end of the series here if it's gonna... You know what? Trude. Especially if there's no pick and ban phase here. You get to play everybody. Would be scary. Scary Terry or Scary Terra as we go on to our second map, Cozy. It's going to be Central Park. And this is interesting too because obviously Darkzero take 100 Thieves here because 100 Thieves, their weakest game mode is actually Convergence. They're currently 1 and 2 on Convergence, but they have yet to play on Central Park. That's all come down to Hall of Jalia. So Darkzero, on the other hand, though, they're 3-0 on Convergence and they're currently 2-0 on Central Park.
Interesting there. Yeah, they're definitely gonna make a difference as history does find a way to repeat itself here. And again, looking towards it, guys, remember the winner of this map gets to play, of this match gets to play Dreamland next week. The loser will be playing Rad, who has been excellent this tournament. So either way, the stage is set for them. ready to go here as we go to the picket ban yet again. It's going to be TTK not getting Emma Frost, as he hasn't had all tournament. You can't let the man get it, and on this game mode, as we've alluded to. And okay, there we go. We see the Jeff ban instantly there from 100 Thieves.
Looking next, though, to protect the Magneto this time around. I mean, they did it last game, too, actually. It was a protection on the Magneto and the Adam Warlock, whereas now on the opposite side, no Mantis, no Emma Frost here. They're trying to focus target that as Darkzero go on to the next ban phase, but pinpointing the issue here, if you're going to really rely on that Adam Warlock here again, wondering if that's going to really pass off considering that's this convergence. You don't usually get to see it as often. You usually get to see that triple Vanguard, triple strategist.
Yeah, they've been playing Ultron always on Smash. They want Smash to have the Ultron there, and then they let Kurova do the Atom. But the problem is with that, when you have the Luna team up gone, that kind of slows things down a tad. That save is going to go to Invisible Woman. So obviously they're going to say, ban Atom if you want to. You can use it there. Probably will. But now they do have that available. Oh, okay.
They don't ban the Atom.
Okay. I mean, yeah, listen, I think they're comfortable. They're comfortable. They're comfortable with what they have. Terra, though, does get to lock in Human Torch. That is... Oh, boy. That's going to be rough, especially because they do have the team up there. Millennia is going to be able to play Invisible Woman to boot. Nuck over there on Luna. This is looking like a stacked team for 100 Thieves. On the inverse, though, Kurova on Adam is the difference. Whenever we saw them play before, Kurova had on this, I think, map alone, like 10 plus final hits, nearly the top there with Rye Amazing. So this man can put it on his back when it comes to the Golden Gun.
It was literally on Central Park where we also saw his like Jeff shenanigans, and because Jeff is banned against him, he won't be able to utilize that, right? He's got to lean into the Adam Warlock, as I always imagine Kurova just being the embodiment of Adam Warlock as we take our trip over to Central Park, our next map here on Convergence, though. But looking at the pick and ban phase already, looking at the adjustments here, Cozy, I like what we're seeing. The Adam protect, the Magneto protect from 100 Thieves, the Ultron too, that comes out really strong as 100 Thieves won't be able to lean into that Ultron.
Yeah, we know Smash is comfortable on the Ultron when he needs to be, but now Amazing also playing and answering the call as well. Love the Star-Lord pick. Kurova to follow Guardians of the Galaxy, trying to get it done for Darkzero. 100 Thieves, though. Vinny, long ago, he was easily the Groot GOAT. Still is. Man's got it, and he's comfortable on the tree. TTK's got Mag, where it all started here for 100 Thieves, but with Nuck being in there instead of Harvey.
It's been interesting because we know Nuck's hero pool 2 has that Luna, Rocket, Loki. Obviously, it's been working out. Nice freeze onto Impunity as we were just highlighting the Luna Snow, with Terra getting taken out first, though. Looking at the way that Darkzero are playing so aggressively, they're already walking up for free onto this point, while the Beyblade let it rip as he spins to win, and Madara is able to still claim even more heads. They fall so quick. It's not a speed run here. This forces out Terra to try to portal in, and with the pushback, they literally just sped run getting this payload moving.
I mean, that looked how it looked last time, Terra going down immediately, but this time it's Darkzero with the quick answer, and they used the portal. What a way to kind of shake off what just happened in Domination and get this thing rolling for the team. They're going to get the stagger on TTK as well, Vicky. They're going to get this thing at least up to the hill point. They got 5 minutes.
What are these staggers right now? This is crazy. Just free real estate. In this economy, we'll take it here if you're Darkzero. And Rye Amazing's got the extermination. Kurova already with that resurrection here too. All economies already looking stacked, honestly, from both sides. As long as Sarah gets to stay alive, Deleta's going to be able to have a reset here on the Phoenix, as the extermination's the first one to ring out. Millennia's going to meet that with the invisible boundary.
Age of Rye Amazing begins, throws down the pressure constantly. It's going to be Impunity who's going to see the spawn room, but there it is. Kurova bringing back everybody here. Smash enters the mixtape and puts out the pistols, as now we've got Delena looking for more of the Phoenix. Kurova going to be bringing back Madara as Terra got an elimination, and it's now that going to match with the seduction. Stops him, Vic.
Oh my, beautiful placement on the side on a seduction, and then Kurova's just farming, hitting Millennia. Terra, 100 Thieves, the whole team right now literally cannot even play the game.
I mean, insanity. I mean, honestly, this team is completely locked in this time around. That's what happens. And there's things happening with Kurova on Adam that we're not even seeing on the Elim feed, right, Vicky? Just the constant reset of feeling that he can get accomplished for the team as they just boom to point 2. 5 minutes, 37 seconds. We saw what Envy and FlyQuest had to do to even get that far, Vicky. What a start.
It was the way that they would prevent these stalls from happening to reset, reposition, something that usually 100 Thieves is very good at. We noted it in that last map, but right now, it's been so much damage output now. You have the freedom charge to allow the rest of the team to hold up. Vinny's going to try to put them into position, but you got to look at your backline here as Nook is vulnerable. Smash moves up on the Star-Lord, needs help with the PO. Corova's forced to use up this passive, and Amazing being on the Ultron, keeping everybody grouped together after using the extermination.
And they're just snowballing what is an avalanche of ult economy right now. Smash is almost right back into it. Impunities can be feasting on it once again. TTK slows things down, but Kurova tick is born again. But no, he's out of this. Okay, TTK, time to limb, or is it going to be top tier kid? He does it again.
Born again or spawn again. He's got to find himself coming right back around as we have the Star-Lord v Star-Lord matchup. Battle of the Peter Quills here coming in from the high ground as Tara does have that legendary. And as you already mentioned here, Cozy, Kurova coming back and now has the passive as well as that Karmic Revival.
Ooh, velocity going down as well. So now the Stagger's leaning on to Darkzero. 4 minutes 22. It's going to be Kurova who's going to open up the aggression now. Again and again, he does it now with Tara. Getting another limb, but it's going to be Kurova bringing them back. They can afford to be aggressive, and Tara will say, fine, let me feast, let me eat, as he chases down his opposition. Smash just trying to get away from the Terrifying.
But the way the res came out now has just allowed the rest of Darkzero to regroup. They're trying to capitalize off of all this extra time they have, and with the Legendary and TTK getting that first pick, Madara won't have that Psionic Seduction to combat this.
37 health, and he still tries to go in and be aggressive. What a response. So just already 2 minutes wiped from the clock, Vicky, and they needed to do that. Still an eternity to go. But right now, not only are they looking solid on this third point, but also still plenty in the tank. Delena's going to have that res that they need it. Millennia can try to keep things sustained, but Darkzero does have the ammunition to cap this point.
Yeah, I love this game. Look at this momentum shift. Just going from speedrunning to finally restabilizing here, just so that way they can stop this fight here from Darkzero. But Smash having that legendary, it's going to be met with Millennia holding onto that invisible boundary. But Delena, out of the safety, gets called up, but also the follow from Impunity with the Feast of the Abyss to tether right onto them to prevent them from resetting.
Yeah, this time they finally found him first, and that time it's huge as he's forced to face the spawn room and the long walk back. Vanita gets a nice trade on velocity, but Impunity is smiling the symbiote as the scoreboard is lighting up. Madara now also getting the pick. It's the Vanguards getting it done as they lead the charge. Right, Amazing has Extermination. We've got the Seduction as well that they might hang on to counter Terra. We'll see as there's 2 minutes, 43 seconds getting through the toughest part of the map.
One of my favorite chokes out here, too, while they try to walk it like a dog as Darkzero now have Amazing and Madara with those two ultimates. Madara may want to hold on to this to look for Terra up in the sky once he has that legendary, and actually just uses it first to combat that with the wombo combo that is Amazing and the extermination. But the way that 100 Thieves move back, get out of the line of sight to then re-engage right afterwards just completely nullifies it.
Look at the way Delena's playing, the positioning. It's going to be getting pokes when you can, but also the res when able. It's Vinny now with yet another huge pick. He's been feasting on velocity, and it's going to be yet again Impunity finding Delena. TTK for the trade, and it's Kurova with the res. Resetting progress. Born again, more like win again. He continues to do it.
And Delena may be able to do something exactly similar, though, but it's all up to Terra to start things off first to get that initial pick, and he does it with Smash, trying to move up into the backline to harass the strategist, and Impunity managing to back away. Has a Feast of the Abyss coming up soon, and with Velocity having that invisible boundary, you have to look out. It is Kurova, though, on the other side of that big meatball from TTK.
Back and forth here. Kurova has that pass to Delena. Going to res everybody up. Allow the aggression to pursue now. Terra coming back. The zombie most terrifying as Amazing pops the extermination. Getting more pressure pushing. Forcing the team back here. Good follow-up from everybody now. Trying to find a target. Not much from it here as the legendary pops. This time it's Smash. Trading again and can't find anything.
And doesn't want to overextend, too, going into the invisible boundary. Good placement, just hugging onto the ceiling right there, even when he got pulled in by the invisible woman. Sonic Seduction, the freedom charge, it's paving the road right now just to let him move up. Madara has other plans. Wants to get the choke slam before he jumps right back away, and he does manage to get away in time just temporarily before Impunity also in that backline follows up with the Feast of the Abyss.
How is he alive? Just constantly pressuring them as Terra now is trying to say, fine, I'll handle it myself. Like the Thanos he is, gets one, going for two. Impunity escaping, but not for long. Here comes the Born Again, just in time. It's going to be Kurova bringing them back. There you go. That's how you keep this thing rolling. But 30 seconds left. 5 minutes of race. What a hold so far.
Well, nice work here to claim these KOs. It'd be ashamed if Kurova could just stay alive the entire time and bring everybody back as they shut down Terra, and Darkzero now have all the numbers in their advantage. But here comes Elena, the MVP, to bring them right back around with their own Karmic Revival.
Once again, it's the Born Again now as teams continue to face off. Now it's Nuck trying to keep his team rolling through it to match. Velocity does have that ult. Vinny has found Velocity time and time again. Smash has the Legendary to reset. Madara now going to do the seduction, getting all eyes on him. He wants it as the seduction continues now. Smash popping up. Impunity with the feast. Can they get something out of it? Yes, sir. That's two, Vicky.
Trying to just off the table, and Vinny's one shot. There's nobody left here from 100 Thieves to stop Darkzero, and with the invisible boundary used up in the last second as it doesn't carry over, Darkzero take the payload to the finish line.
I mean, just a 6-man orchestra with 0 missed notes. Vicky, that was still an insane hole. Can I just, that could have been a 3-minute left situation, which is pretty much a loss of the map. Instead, they at least hold that thing down to the full time. I mean, you got to give him credit there, all in the last point. But either way, Darkzero did what they needed to do and get the 3.
Right? Like, what was it when we started off after checkpoint 2? Like 4 minutes or so? Like, they had the most insane time bank. And the fact that 100 Thieves brought them down to 0 in overtime was impressive. It's very hard, in my opinion, to really get the payload to the finish line on this map too. But they did it, and even though they have no time left, all eyes to see how 100 Thieves pursue this on the attack. As we take a look at the stats thus far, Terra, 10 final hits here, 18 and 6 alongside that of TTK, while Millennia has been popping off here on the Invisible Woman, 17,000 healing output, 17 and 4.
Yeah, Smash doing a good job surviving too. Just 19 and 2. I mean, that's what you need. That's what's going to get you the win there. Amazing continuing to feast as he does. 12k damage, 18k healing to boot. I mean, that is just such a crazy stat line here. But Delina answering the call to what is Kurova, typically the Golden God, Golden Goat himself. Once again, we see the squirrels hanging out. Good viewer cam here. The gates open up. Vicky, let's see if 100 Thieves can respond.
See, already starting off the gates, Millennia popping off and boosting up into that invisible boundary already. Adam Warlock from Delena still sticking to the game plan here, but it's all eyes with Smash being on that Bucky. It's going to be a difference maker to also help heal for Kurova and to stop these diving pests from trying to overextend, specifically out of Terra with the Bucky.
Yeah, nice aggression here as Delena's just going right in, trying to get something rolling, and he finds it. Velocity, once again, that first to fall, but Delena does get the exchange as well. The passive's there. He rises again. Amazing gets Vinny, though, and this is a good defensive stop so far from Darkzero.
Trying to isolate and find out where that Adam Warlock is, right? Where Terra having that Magneto bubble to protect them and TTK to follow up. TTK is still finding these elims, but Madara going out first allows him to portal in just as quick. A beautiful freeze, by the way, following up right afterwards at the hands of Nook, while you currently have the Beyblade spin around from Terra before he gets shut down. Thanks to Amazing having that elimination too.
I mean, Delena using both pops of the insta-cure there from Adam Warlock, and it wasn't enough to keep Terra the Terrifying alive. Smash with another elim, and right now, 100 Thieves has 2 minutes, 45 seconds. What a return and callback here from Darkzero. We saw this yesterday. They lost the first match to the Sentinels, Vicky, and they came back, won the whole thing. We'll see if they can do it again here. 97 and climbing. Res up for Delena first.
Get up to the sky. Terra with the Legendary is forcing out that invisible boundary from Velocity. Something Smash has to consider with Kurova also having that Resurrection coming up shortly. And Impunity and Madara with the Eye of Agamotto and the group hug can impale them to allow Smash to hold forward with the bread and butter.
Continues to show patience. Terra showing why he's great here, as now we have the show on from Nuck. The aggression to follow here. Millennia getting Smash out of that. Vicky is definitely going to open the doors here. And give them the opportunity. But look at this, just hanging out. Smash just going to let go of the controller for a second here. And it's Terra and Francis. Kurova brings them all back.
Millennia is cracked, by the way. Like, to be able to have this output with the Invisible Woman, the proper pull-in, too, to follow up. But they have to deal with the reses from Kurova, the freeze onto Impunity to follow up. But Velocity is about to have that re-sustain with the Invisible Boundary. It's going to combat that of the Legendary from Terra. It's activated right now, and now Smash can move all the way up with the Armed and Dangerous.
Oh, but Velocity gets the pick on TTK. That's huge after the quick shield protects Terra from the claw. Now Delena bringing back. Kurova gets Vinny out, but he's going to be able to keep this thing rolling. And just like that, once again, 100 Thieves is back in this thing. Smash has to try to get this thing rolling for his team. If you look at ult economy, Impunity's close, Madara to follow, and Raimazing to boot. They've got what it takes for the sustain, Vic.
That CC stun is what they like as they use a strangling prison first to let them navigating around the pillars to get out of the line of sight. Eye of Akamoto, though, but the Invisible Boundary called right on time as Millennia saves the team. But they use a double ult, though, is something to consider, as Nook also used up the Fate of Both Worlds.
Yeah, here we go. Meteor M up, down, slams, no connection. TTK now forced to push back, and there's the group wall. Nowhere to go. Impunity, huge there with the close off the door. Delena trying to get some protection for the team. Vic climbing up. Right now, Kurova Smash, though, I mean, this is going to be an insane effort from 100 Thieves to do the impossible.
They have to, but this is how you start things off. But you have to find Kurova first. That has to be the isolation, as he's got that Karmic Revival. You've used up the Legendary already. It's up to Delena to also stay alive here if he hasn't used up that passive already. And the Born Again, as it sings here on the arena, down to less than 15 seconds on the clock here. Vinny has that Freedom Charge to have all the sustain as well as the stalk here. But they have to deal with this as Velocity gets taken out with no Invisible Boundary.
Sue for Sue, Raimazing now with the Extermination pushing through, but stuck inside. Age of Raimazing trying to break out of this thing, but right now it's TTK with the magic. Terra gets 2. Blink and you miss the impossible. It's 100 Thieves right back in it. Would you not be surprised? I mean, just absolute clutch in the veins once again.
I'm pretty sure Kurova's ultimate got interrupted right there, too, because he used the Born Again right when Velocity was right next to him, and Velocity did not come back. So wondering over there if Kurova had maybe gotten pushed or something, looking on the other side of 100 Thieves. But, you know, with 100 Thieves right now in the driver's seat, now they're going to be able to push all the way up before Darkzero tries to reach around this next corner.
All right, now teams pushing through. 5 minutes is what Darkzero had. 2 minutes, little less than that, Vic, but they've got the ammunition. Here it starts with the mixtape on and the vibes out. It's going to be Terra looking from behind, but both Invisible Boundaries up. Roman Coliseum's keeping teams alive now as Smash pushes back with the team. Good rotation here from Darkzero as they're trying to avoid the Terrifying.
Looking at Kurova, too, here as Smash moves all the way up together to help follow up with Impunity, as now the Born Again also comes out from Delena. Nook to keep them alive with that Fate of Both Worlds, but this is going to be the go button to move up. They can afford it for now because Nook is going to be able to come right back around thanks to Delena, but TTK doesn't have that same look as it was used a little earlier.
Yes, the Vanguard's getting it done here as Kurova and Raimazing are set to go with the ult. Now Vinny, though, pushing back, knows exactly what that strategy is, and bam, just like that, he can't do it all day. Vinny's out of this thing. But it continues, though, to get trades, but Raimazing will get the last laugh as now 100 Thieves are going to reset.
Delena has that passive. You see him running right in front of the Ammo Frost face. He gets away with it for now. Has the rest of the team to help heal for him. Terra's got that Legendary as it flies up to the top. He utilizes it with Delena getting that opening pick first onto Raimazing. But with Kurova having that Karmic Revival, Raimazing comes back and has that Ultron Rage ready to go. Velocity had the invisible barrier here to bring everybody up to health. And now with the Legendary from Smash, they can try to enable him.
Only one legend can come from this grand final as it's Smash or is it Terra. TTK goes down on the counter. Now pushing forward. Great. Millennia going to be popping that for his team, keeping them alive. It's the Extermination. Raimazing trying to get this thing going now. Pushing forward. Vinny on the Groot now backing rotation. Madara now making that pressure even more. The Seduction is up, trying to find the tree. And it's a game of peekaboo. He finds Vinny and the team.
A wonder here, maybe trying to collect some magic logs with the way those walls came up here. Now having to back away, boost up more damage off that Ammo Frost beam. Impunity goes out earlier on in overtime, taking away 100 Thieves, desperately trying to clear this space without giving up the point thus far.
Here we go. Groot is ready. Roots don't lie. Neither does the Olympiad. He's going in. He's got the Prison to throw. Good patience here from now. Throws it out. Gets something, but not what he wants now. Forced to push back a tad as Delina staying alive in this thing. Has the ult. Right, Amazing knows that he's finding him. Hide and seek, and the rotation is there. If you need to follow, and just like that, Kurova goes out.
But he has a passive. He could come right back around now, flip this fight entirely. Born Again could ring up, but they're waiting just temporarily with overtime still ticking away. They're waiting for Delina's Karmic Revival to finish. It does finish here, and Millennia still has an invisible boundary. Here it comes to try to combat that. It was held specifically for that legendary, and Kurova brings everybody back. You think Terra's got it until Kurova is allowed to play Adam Warlock.
Oh my goodness, he's turning the wipe into a win, folks. He does it again. It is Kurova on Adam Warlock. The screen is melting. The pressure is high. Here comes the Agamotto out. Two stuns, velocity. Amazing. Delina gets the pick. TTK pushing forward. The slivers. 0.4 seconds, Vicky.
Dude, the way he just flew up there and shimmy shaded his way to get that double Eye of Agamotto was actually game-saving right there. He harassed both the Invisible Woman and another player. I believe it was Amazing right there. That was incredible, Eye of Agamotto, and they cleared the point with no time.
As me mixing up seconds and meters there. As he types a quick something in the chat, you can see as the gate opens. Love to see it. What a clutch play. Minute and 12 seconds. Hey, listen, they had 5 minutes on the other side, but momentum's riding high as 100 Thieves has Vinny's imprisonment into Nuck's safety. Terra with the legendary. They're going to need to ride on him here to finish this thing out.
Darkzero, man, they were on some crazy hold right here, and now looking at Smash being on the Bucky, looking to get these resets is going to be the key, but Vinny could shut him down as a legendary comes out first from Terra. Amazing's going to meet him up in the sky, though, with the extermination, and Velocity doesn't have to use up that invisible boundary until this moment as Vinny groups them all together. Velocity with the timing on the seas, making sure everybody's healed up to date.
Yeah, preventing a sure instant wipe here. Here is the Kraken in back. What a push-off. No, but he somehow gets out of that. What is the group flying? Trees are supposed to be grounded now, pushing for more. Kraken impact reset, ready to go. Born Again, ready again. Goes Delina again, turning the win to the wipe. We'll see here. Wipe to a win, gets another hit. Terra with 1-2 down. Are you kidding me?
Dude, but Kurova, the Adam Warlock incarnate, brings them back. Millennia follows up on Velocity, but it's all for nothing when that res is still active. Overtime now taken away, but this is going to be a long fight here, Cozy, as Nook has the fate of both worlds.
Going into Velocity, they got to keep them alive too to keep the sustain rolling. Smash almost back up yet again for it, but Terra is going to once again be the terrifying, pushing and spinning the win. Is going to survive this. Back to his team, Soul Bond ready. Amazing continues to push forward. Velocity's got the ult out, keeping their team alive, and Vinny's back, ready for the group up, Groot hug. We'll see if he can land it.
Oh, trying to slow down everybody. The group hug though gets blocked out. The group walls, the way they were able to peel away. Darkzero's positioning, impeccable at calling that out. They knew he was trying to fish for it. At TTK has the Eye of Agamotto. He comes up, only finds Impunity. And with Madara going down, that just leaves Impunity up to be alive here. Amazing got the extermination. It's got to be used to heal everybody here because it's desperate as Kurova has the res again.
The wipe into a win once more. Execute. Oh my goodness. Extermination out. Impunity now has the group wall, but it's not enough to slow them down. They are absolutely fine. Smash with the 3. Holy hell.
No way. No way. With the slam down, they shut him down, but the Born Again is too late.
I'm gonna pass out. Oh my god.
Dude, Kurova with the... I'm so sorry. I can't. You let Kurova get away with the... And they couldn't isolate him too. Like his placement, the way that everyone was aware of where Kurova's positioning is, the peeling too, just that was cinema. That was cinema. Beautiful Marvel Rivals gameplay.
Insane. I mean, what just happened? They got Impunity out of there, who had the imprisonment, comes back alive, throws it out like an absolute photo finish. We say it all the time. Kevin Feige couldn't script it better. 12 limbs on Smash, 15 awry. Vic, what just happened? This thing's 1-1.
I'll tell you right now what just happened. They just let Kurova have his main character. they let... I mean, not that Delina is bad. We obviously know Delina has a crazy flexible hero pool. He frags out with Adam, but then you have to imagine on the Adam v Adam matchup, this is Kurova, right? This is literally Kurova's hero, and now the fall, and Smash also just went absolutely insane. Right, Amazing being the MVP, by the way. Look at that damage output that we just saw on the screen as Ultron.
Yeah, I love the swap up there to Bucky. That was a huge play there to close things out. And Terra, I mean, just absolutely getting everything done. And TTK was nailing those. I would say, yeah, that last Agamotto only hitting Impunity. You thought that was going to be all they needed. But you got to count for, I mean, the amount of times I heard Warren again, I'm just going to continue to hear that in my sleep. That's the new again from Bucky. But this time we heard them both.
Oh, man. Just looking back at the way that final fight played out too, Cozy, it lasted for so long. You also had Smash just come crashing down with the most insane 3K, by the way. He literally cleaned up every strategist that was on their side. Delena had the passive, but you have to imagine there's a startup to Adam Warlock coming back, and then by the time he uses the ultimate, everyone's already gone. It was already too late, and the overtime ticked away as we take a look at Amazing, our MVP of that match. 36 and 12 with 32,000 damage.
Absolute insane. I mean, if this was like 2007, you could see the YouTube video now of Linkin Park playing it in slow-mo there as Bucky rains down, getting 3. I mean, that is just what it's made for. Moments like this is what you get from it. Very amazing being that MVP once again on Ultron, farming it like he does best. Listen, he said in your interview with him, "I've not lost to 100 Thieves in longer than he can count." And it was looking rough at the beginning, but now it's Darkzero coming back. And outside of a great defense from 100 Thieves, who on that map to Sentinels once, they held them for 7 minutes, I believe, in total. Now 5 minutes there for Darkzero. Good job of them, but ultimately, we've got a 1-1, Vic.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about how Amazing not only was able to juggle 32,000 damage, but 51,000 damage on board while still blocking like 19k. I mean, talk about stats all across the board here, too, for the second series. This is a banger here, Cozy, and I wasn't expecting it to be any different.
Delena, typically known for playing Adam Warlock, or for Hella, was playing Adam Warlock. And speaking of Hella, we've got an awesome skin in game right now, just in time for her to be great in season 4.5. It's going to be Hella and the Grim Lady. Expect to see more of her when we head to Georgia. But man, all together, I'm just getting over that game still. I mean, first of all, I woke up half the neighborhood, but second of all, I'm just trying to get my head together of what we just saw in terms of both these teams wanting that top seed. And I would say, in this group, I think number 1 matters a bit more than in Group A.
That's a very good point, actually, because then if you look at the first seed for Group B, they get to play off against Dreamland, while the second seed has to play against Rad. So that's a pretty big difference here, Cozy, because that's something else they're fighting for.
Absolutely, guys. Don't go anywhere. It's 1-1. We're going to go and take a quick break, reset, reload. We'll be right back. What's going on, guys, and welcome back. We find ourselves 1-1 here on our last grand finals matchup of Group B. Is it going to be 100 Thieves or Darkzero? It's been so fun to watch the story of these two unfold, Vicky. Darkzero putting together this roster and doing right here what they've done the whole tournament, and that's figure themselves out as they go along, and they are someone to fear. But on the other side, obviously 100 Thieves, and that's why it was so close there on that map.
Yeah, man, we have to talk about, Vinny with those Gru ults getting blocked out too. It's brutal, but we're going on to game number 3, Cozy, and I believe we're going to be also moving on to Convoy, which is interesting because you know where the TTK playground is, and with 100 Thieves taking Darkzero to Yggdrasil, you have to look at what their win rate is, because at the moment, Darkzero has not played on Yggdrasil path just yet, whereas 100 Thieves are currently 3-0 here.
I quite literally can say I don't remember the last time I watched 100 Thieves lose on this map.
Yeah.
This is what they always go to if their backs are against a wall of any form or fashion, and then they just dominate. And so we'll have to see if Darkzero has what it takes. But if it's going to be done, it will be by the man that has kind of solved the answer of 100 Thieves in Amazing. But great job across the board. I think this time, if you're Darkzero, the only thing you can clean up, Velocity played great, did get picked off a little bit early on some of those matchups. Other than that, team played great. Mantis ban on both sides. Good job to shut that down. First save for 100 Thieves, Vicky. What do you think they got here?
Oh, it's the M. All right.
Oh, boy.
TTK's about to have a ball game. Now, I'm also thinking you're not going to let this Adam pass through again, right? If you learned your lesson. I know both teams were able to use it, but it's Kurova we're talking about.
Yeah, not only gets the hometown advantage of Asgard, but gets Emma as well. Ultron being banned on the side of Darkzero. They like the way that worked out for them last time. Gonna flex that right back into Amazing and the strategy that they have. Will Star-Lord be banned this time? They can't allow that potentially again. They were okay with the Human Torch last time. It's Jeff, though.
That's interesting. Okay. A lot of recontention opportunities here, and just trying to get some more of these kidnaps as we go on to the next set of... All right, both teams are like, no, Adam, no board again. I'm not going to hear that in my nightmares. Honestly, I probably will hear in my nightmares with the amount of times we heard it for that last fight.
I could tear up. Yeah, I could cry. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you giving us a game off here to survive the night that is upon us, which I'm sure will go to game 5 at this point. We have Invisible Woman saved. Velocity locking that pick in, and Human Torch. Okay, so they think they're going to go more the Torch route, so they shut that down with that Invis save. Could be some big brain play, or they sniped out that strategy, Vicky, and they're going to go with the Jeff save. Millennia going to have that Shark, but I feel like they played well against that in the Dom match, even though they lost.
Yeah, I do agree, but there's a lot of that Millennia could play. Millennia has been putting down a lot of those numbers too, but also looking on the other side, we also saw, I believe it was Velocity who put down almost 70,000 healing in that previous game. So Velocity really doing a good job here too, whether it be on the Invisible Woman, whether it be on the Luna, as Velocity's wondering where they're going to be swapping over to. But we got our bans, we got our safe picks here as we move on to game number 3. And remember, since it is tied 1-1 apiece here, Cozy, no matter what, we're going on to game number 4 where we will go back to domination.
Yeah, interesting that they're okay with Smash in the skies. They're like, we're fine with it. Terra gonna be back on that Human Torch, and he was just insane on this map. Last time we saw them go up against each other, we find ourselves yet again on 100 Thieves path, map number 3, and it's gonna be a good one here. Typically, we do see that triple Vanguard come out. We saw Sentinels kind of struggle with that against 100 Thieves. Last time 100 Thieves played that to near perfection. Terra swapping over to that Vanguard pick when needed, but he did flex out of it pretty quick. I remember he played Strange, then got out of it and just went right back. Remember, he was Angela, Vicky,
yeah.
He tried to fly back and died immediately. So we'll see if he just goes out the gate here on the duelist side when they're on defense.
This is the 100 Thieves playground. We talk about it because they just always lean into this map for the win condition. It's going to be the TTK comfort zone here as we get all our teams rolling out after a very intense Central Park. No rest for the wicked with Marvel Rivals Ignite. It's been non-stop action, and Darkzero are holding on to Madara being on that Angela. What the...
Quite literally, what am I seeing here? Angela on their hometown court. They've got a new tech cooked up their sleeves. We know we wouldn't see this on defense, at least Jeff the Shark on defense. Or sorry, we have Jeff the Shark on defense to combat that. On offense, I can't even talk. I'm so stunned. You can tell.
All I can think about is Sephiroth just slamming down here, but it's Madara with the one-winged angel coming back before navigating away here, getting safe with Korova being on that invisible win, Amazing also having that BRB. Here comes Terra, though, putting down the damage as he's able to find out Smash before Smash can get away.
Vanguard Hunter, flame on, game on, looking for more, going to get yet another pick on Amazing, and there goes everything for Darkzero, and 100 Thieves just looking super comfortable. As always on this map, it's the T-Show of Terra and TTK yet again.
Yeah, we're going to have the portal coming in here too, right? Just to get some progress on the point, because even though they cleared up that entire lane, Cozy, the recontest is going to come out.
Those goats were just chilling while Terra was absolutely demolishing the other team, now throwing more. Good portal play. They're kind of stuck in this room. We'll see how they try to switch things up here. Amazing does have the ult to give them a little bit of love now. You've got the Phoenix ult crashing down, getting rid of that right away. And what a counter. Korova going down with it.
Velocity is going to keep everyone alive with the fate of both worlds, though, at least, because now the Supernova is online. Millennia, though, with the Chef. Got to see where Millennia is going to be going here right afterwards as he gets it from the high ground. Side of Seduction as Tier's the one to go out earlier before that. And there you go. Oh, he clips the side of the tree.
Oh, wow.
No way. Not the flub.
Smash just hanging on by a pixel. What a way. What a game here now as they continue to push into Lina, though, getting Smash out of there. Now this point pushing more and more. This could be a 3-battle win, though, because even through what has been a pretty dominant performance thus far of 100 Thieves, minute 59 seconds left. Look at Amazing's trying to see if he can find any avenue in Asgard to try to put some contention on this point.
Smelling blood out here in the waters. He wants to build up into that extermination here as Nuki's going to be able to also have that invisible boundary, too. Oh, but Korova going down first is even bigger. I'm loving these dive follow-ups that we always see. The bread and butter between Vinny and Terra with all eyes on the backline here that needs help. Thankfully, with that freedom charge, they have that sustain for Darkzero. Impunity, keeping them in the game as Amazing also has that extermination.
I mean, if you're Impunity, I definitely like the stall heal here. I don't know. You got to fully commit to this, I guess, at this point, even with the wipes now pushing in, going in. Korova is going to find himself back here. Sue Storm throwing up the boundary, but not before Amazing and Velocity fall. And here's the slow sustain, just keeping up the inevitable. That is Thanos of Terra and 100 Thieves taking point number 1.
Time and time again, despite Darkzero trying to rotate properly through their ult, Impunity even trying to save Velocity, Korova with the invisible boundary, 100 Thieves haven't even utilized everything that they have, and they just keep cleaning up these fights.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like Impunity used their ult, and so I guess, they could follow that in there. I thought maybe a reset would have been better, but either way, 3 minutes on the clock. Doing a little bit of good defense here from what we typically see against this team. TTK now has the Seduction. He's trying to find more, and wow, did he pop that perfectly into Smash, doing the Legendary now, forced to pretty much waste this, going and being pulled into Mother's direction now as Jeff is going out. Millennia's trying to get some more from it. Homes up, empty. The fish might be turned to sushi, but does escape there, Vic.
Maybe a little California roll instead here because the rest of 100 Thieves are backing him up, dipping it in soy sauce and Impunity getting taken out first. You have the Supernova from Terra as now 100 Thieves are also approaching that invisible boundary with Terra still finding Amazing in the sky.
Yeah, that's such a huge pick there.
Ooh.
The biggest point of the map is right here as the Lina gets a follow-up and the cleanup as well. It's both of the fire heroes. All you can do is stop, drop, and pray. You can't stop them now as Smash trying to just roll with this team.
Get the fire blanket. Put them out here. It's been crazy to see them light up the floor, literally on fire. It's like a Michael Bay film with everything blowing up. And Impunity is the first to go out once again. Vinny does have a reset with the face of the Abyss, as now Darkzero kind of forced to back away with Amazing going down. They wanted to have that extermination and a body block. They can't even contest.
Not even the rocket fuel is going to push them to that point. Look how fast they're going up and just pushing this thing. Goats, push yourselves. We're going to continue to throw the aggro out, and this is what we've seen from them time and time again. And it's always right there on point 2 where most other teams struggle. That's the difference for 100 Thieves on this map.
Until we have to start banning maps and maybe down the line when Marvel Rivals Ignite. This is literally why 100 Thieves love Yggdrasil. As the freeze comes out, Vinny, trying to stay alive, pops the armor for now. Terror Cape coming in too, as he tries to get the reset with some extra health. The extermination from Amazing to help out that backline. Impunity close to that freedom charge. Eternal Bond is going to also match that, just shimmy shade its way together after Amazing's done with that extermination. And then Millennia comes in with the Itch Jeff.
mean, the screen is exploding.
Nice.
Oh, look at that quick flip out. That's amazing. But he is going to get Luna and Ultron to boot. That's a tough one. Velocity, amazing. Seeing the other side of the map. It's already night outside as they're just trying to get back to it, keeping their team alive. Impunity, though, able to sustain, even with that going down to Lena and Terra feasting again. But it's Vinny with Karoba out, and they are feasting, Vic.
Oh, they're still finding more of these. Yeah, sure, right? Amazing can find Terra all you want, even after you send them to the back line, but you can't be there to help sustain the rest of your team.
Once again, Symbiote smiling, scoreboard screaming. Here we go, pushing through. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left, and they just always clean up so well on this last point. Typically, they use a strange portal. Don't have that in rotation at the moment. If you're Darkzero, Velocity, you'll be the ticket for them keeping this thing alive. But once again, he's ready to go. He's hot. He's Terra.
And he's on fire right now. Nobody to exterminate this fire here. Extinguish, rather, honestly, with the way that Vinny now is also moving up to follow up together with Terra. Delena in the backline going uncontested. With Smash taking over to the skies here, being on that Ultra. And amazing, swapping over to that No More Impunity over to the Hulk. They need the Gamma Squids to clear up this point, and it's working out for them on this defense.
I'm telling you, I know my water type versus fire type. I know my weaknesses. They pull out the Namor to shut down the flame that is Torch. Good job there. Love the quick swap there under pressure. This is as good as a whole can go against this team on this map. Love to see it here, Vic, as now they're ready to go with an extermination. The Whale, as Terra switches over to the Avalanche carry hero that is Winter Soldier.
This is the flexibility. We know this is another one of how Darkzero likes to roll things out when they have to make changes. And Delena being right there next to them, they want to try to isolate those whales as the whale comes crashing down. Said whales before, I meant the squids. But with Nook also having that invisible boundary, Amazing's just going to wait it out.
Yeah, great job in the follow-up there. Ooh, Amazing almost going down. That was about to be a big pick there as Delena's trying to snipe out the duelist from across the map. These two have been going head-to-head now for what is almost a year at Rivals, considering he has the bird, has the ult, ready to scream, you are nothing now as Vinny looks to charge that up. They have now two setups, TTK or the tree. They pick their poison now. Terra close to the Kraken. They're going to go for the Wombo combo. The tail as old as time. It's Vinny. It's Terra. Let's see if they can do it.
The Terra special onto the Bucky here now. He's got the reset opportunity. Psionic Seduction, because this could be the bread and butter. TTK used it up earlier on with Smash being up in the sky. And here goes that reset as he comes crashing down. Needs a sustain here. Leaves Atlanta one, but doesn't get the follow-up from that as Impunity also gets a reset. But the stall too after he gets the stun over onto Vinny.
The most perfect eye framework there, turning into the hole, but it's going to get wiped out. TTK now getting the wipe and going forward. Terra looking for the grapple, looking for the big play. Goes for the skies, grabs. We switch before we can see, but Smash gets Vinny from it. Bonner now pushing forward. This is going to be now Darkzero keeping this team that is so strong on the map. Delena now forced to the magic. Portal out, team back in. One sliver left. They're off the point. They've done it. They've held 100 Thieves, Vicky, to point 2.
Couldn't get through the portal there as well. I mean, if you're gonna make the swap up to the Gamma Squids, this is the perfect checkpoint to do it in. When everybody's in close quarters, the Flyers don't have as much freedom up in the air like this. What a beautiful counterpoint Darkzero just did right there to hold the defense.
My goodness, I mean, Smash 2 did so well there on the Ultron. Love the switch there. Kind of what we saw from Envy whenever we had Speeder. He switch off the Ultron and play the duelist role. Right, amazing back to where he's comfortable and doing what he does best there. Good rotations and just not breaking. I mean, they were up to the very end and were able to just get through that thing. And again, Impunity with the iframe there, work on the Hulk. Awesome job.
Wow, looking at these stats right now, Cozy, this match is crazy. TTK still 26-2, by the way. And while you look at Darkzero after they were able to hold off on that defense before that payload got to the finish line here. Madara, wondering, I don't think he's going to roll out with that. Yeah, you can't trick me this time around after whatever we saw while they were holding up to the defense. It's difficult when you're playing like 3 off tanks to try to hold the defense line around that next corner.
Literally put me in a stun lock, but this time, ready for it. Oh, can we get a little magic? Ooh, and the strange combo to boot. The patch isn't here yet. You still have that huge, slow, quick cooldown, crazy team up. And this man's been playing Magic since beta, since alpha. His favorite hero, Amazing's on the sword. Dweller, we'll see if we can get ourselves some good action. Otter now pushing forward. Strange we haven't seen them too much there on the dock.
Not as much out here. We do know Madara's got it here alongside the Emma, but the Emma being banned is something else, as now Madara's been able to back away. 100 Thieves holding this defense with an output of damage, by the way, with Terra also being on the Doctor Strange. You talked about that earlier, as we saw a little sneak peek of that in some former series, but Impunity goes incredibly low. Cannot resustain, as Millennia's going to be able to get that KO.
Again, the cutest elimination you'll ever see here as Jeff gets it done. Millennia at the helm of it, and 100 Thieves is 3-0 in this map. They look to show why now. And really passive play from Darkzero at the moment, just trying to reset, get Impunity back, and their game plan a part of it. He's ready to go. Spinning to win there is Smash, getting that up. We've got the first ult out. No Phoenix to counter it as they had. Vinny now with the pick. Oh my goodness, 100 Thieves is feasting.
And this means that Amazing has to make the swap, right? Changes off of Magic immediately afterwards, resets a little bit of that ultimate charge over to the Punisher. We take those because Punisher boosts up that ultimate just as quick with the amount of damage that Amazing could put down. When Velocity and Kurova have these ultimates to cycle through too.
Goal Frank Castle, never asking why, just how many. Now TTK just pushing it forward. Millennia does have the It's Jeff to go. I mean, Darkzero can go. They're ready to go. They've got this thing. They show good patience. Nuck to be the first one to fall, but they can't lose anyone in this exchange. Now Velocity riding the Invisible Woman's boundary to the point. It's going to be the Groot ult. Keeping it up. They're going to see if they force the show. Yes, they do. As we watch the show of the grand finals, Terra just flying in the sky as Doctor Strange Smash forced to push him down, and here comes the Agamotto.
He's the other observer looking down at the fight right behind him here, as he had that Eye of Agamotto before, but he backs away the moment that Amazing unleashes the Punisher ultimate. Final Judgment, Madara finishing up whatever is left from the scraps that Amazing left them one.
Goodbye, Tree. Goodbye, Nuck. Goodbye, 100 Thieves. It is Amazing with... Oh, my goodness. He opened up the mystery box, found the shotgun, and is pushing forward. The insane job there. Just every bullet having a name. He's the author. And they're going to push. Obviously, they're going to be a 2-point battle to win this. Minute and 40 seconds left. They did use a lot, but they have more to use here against 100 Thieves.
And they brought him that 115 out here. Just a zombie, a menace to just delete as 100 Thieves. Delena has the Sia. Madara's going to start things with the Sonic Seduction, but the Groot wall is beautifully placed coming out from Vinny, who's about to have the Groot hug again, too. So Madara backs away, and Impunity has a reset potential with the Feast of the Abyss to hold forward.
Madara going in for the choke on the tree. How could you now with the push? Quick finish, though. Good strategist, keeping it up. My goodness. Both sides just not dropping his hero whatsoever, but is getting good position. There goes the ult to follow. He is not absolutely phased. What? Goes to 1 health, gets the pop off. It's Millennia now from the rafters, trying to get some good heals. Look at both the Rocket and both animals here playing in safety. And right now, 53 seconds left. Darkzero has to put something together.
Dude, Vinny stayed alive for so long. The Animal Crossing backline strikes again as we see the It's Jeff. And you may not be able to scoop up that Punisher when he's in his ultimate, but you got to look at your team over to the left side as Amazing is clearing the point. He's claiming even more heads.
What a way, Smash calling their target, Rai doing the other. I thought Rai was going to chase down the Jeff. No, he finds one. Smash finishes off Millennia, and just like that, 23 seconds, they get the point. Here we go, 2 minutes, but this is where 100 Thieves is different, Vicky. They always push through point 2 with ease, while other teams struggle.
Oh man, Terra now going over to the Torch as well after making that swap up. Once you get past that first checkpoint, you can hop off those Vanguards here too. And Delena's also approaching that Sia. Looking at Darkzero, they used up everything, but it's a Psionic Seduction together with Smash. It's going to be the Wombo combo that they want to utilize together.
Once again, you can only stop, drop, and roll against what is the Human Torch of Terra now. Oh, good play and focus. Now Madara trying to get himself the Seduction and the slow down, but it is 0 to hero. Once again, throwing down the Tornadoes, forcing his whole team back and just trying to stay alive, but Vinny is not letting that happen.
Dude, Nook with the push in, though, prevented Madara from getting away, too. So they're just forced to be in the bonfire that is Terror here with TTK to follow up about that Sonic Seduction and the Freedom Charge from Vinny.
Dude, they just pushed him. Just pushed him all the way back into spawn.
Get over here.
Yeah, get back to your home. Amazing, 94%. And climbing. A lot of switch-ups here in counter strats. Nope, gonna go to Namor now. What worked the last time for these two teams, as they have a... This is what I'm talking about, Vicky. It's just so tough for them to get through this wall.
That's why we don't really usually see teams finish off this map. 100 Thieves are in their element, and they're the ones on the defense this time around. Remember, they also picked their side originally. As Millennia has that It's Jeff. It's going to be TTK with a Psionic Seduction. Vinny can help elongate this fight even longer with the Freedom Charge, but Darkzero trying to get out of the line of sight of the Psionic Seduction because they have so many ultimates now to come back around.
Yeah, finds everybody in it, and here we go. Here's the quick whirlpool. Who does he grab? It's gonna be somebody. It's two. It's the ladies. He's got it. By comes the whale to crush the shark. It's the food chain. There's always a bigger fish.
It's a plane. It's a bird. I don't know. It's going to be a whale coming out of the skies. Instead, the sky is congested. Millennia gets countered with that ultimate that was reserved just for him. And Darkzero, it's not on the defense this time around. It's not on the third checkpoint. Instead, it's on the attack here with that Hulk and Namor.
All right, we got the Hulk smash again. This is the part of the point that is a little easier than this last bit. They have to really seal the deal here as Impunity just getting smoked and forced to jump out there as the big Hulk himself. And there it is. Supernova once again is going to be able to push this team back. The pressure's on. The smoke is out. It's going to be a Cat 5 of Tornadoes now with the damage up. It's so much pressure at once, forcing him. Can he get him to spawn from here? That'd be a record now as there's 13 seconds left, Vic.
Amazing's focus right now is to make sure Terra stops being a terrifying opponent right now because Terra finds Impunity with no time left, Ozzy. Less than 3 seconds, and Darkzero can't even touch the point, not even with Velocity trying to desperately use the fate of both worlds.
Dude, that's just their map. It's just their map. I mean, you stop them on the third point, and it's just time and time again. I've seen that before. I've seen them get stopped at the third point, Vic. It's that second point. They never, ever are matched on the effort that they can pump out. And there we go. We said TTK's playground, and what do you know?
I'm not surprised they let the Emma go through. We talked about, I mean, they actually protected the Emma rather, but it's just the fact that that was their prioritization aside from the Emma and the Jeff together. Millennia having a few shine moments, right? Even with that one little Jeff ult that they were having fun with when they were on the defense, but it is TTK, 12 final hits. Look at the damage output. This is what Emma, despite the nerfs that we have seen, even going forward here and seeing how she's been just put on her performance, she is still so lethal, especially at the hands of TTK. And then looking on the other side, Ryan Amazing with 28k damage done after they also swapped over to the Namor.
I mean, TTK in the Vanguard show on that one was the big difference. I think they got what they wanted to out of the pick and bans, but too little too late. We'll see if they'll be able to flip the script yet again against this team and take it the distance. Now we have 2 different games at the 2-1 mark, Vicky, and man, just absolute clutch performances there in our preview to what I would expect to be teams that are going to be making it the distance to Georgia. But right now, fighting for the top seed, and the important one at that in Group B. This is when Terra just pushed the full team back. I mean, the entire team back to spawn. It's just crazy the whole time.
Yeah, and since we are going to a game 4, that means we're moving back onto domination, and this is Darkzero's pick. So maybe going over to Hell's Heaven is something to consider since they are 1-0 on that map. But first, we got to look at our MVP, TTK, taking the show here with 35 KOs.
I mean, do you even go for the Terra ban of Human Torch yet again on this domination? I mean, looking back to how they lost the first one 2-0, it was pretty close, but what stood out to you on how 100 Thieves dominated that so much?
I feel like so Terra, the thing is that Terra is such a flexible player, right? We talk about it all the time. Sure, you could ban out the Torch, but he's also got that Star-Lord. He's also got that Punisher, as we've seen again. So you have to consider what is going to be the biggest threat here. I'm not expecting the Adam Warlocks to come out again. I'm wondering if we're going to prio that as a ban too, as well as the Jeff that could come in clutch if we do go on to Hell's Heaven. That is my prediction, since that is the one map they do have an advantage on.
Yeah, no, I would expect that as well. Hell's Heaven has been good for Darkzero. Either way, absolute cinema here that we're seeing at the end of what has been a killer group stage of Ignite. Vicky, so fun to do it with you. Guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break and get back to what could be our last match. 100 Thieves. Will they win? We're about to find out. What's going on, guys, and welcome back. On a Sunday night, we find ourselves potentially seeing the last match between these two teams, or Darkzero can do it again and come back from what they've been here in this similar position before. This team has the talent to do so. Can they put it all together? Going to be a tough task, Vicky, up against this team of vets.
Yeah, we're moving on. Actually, I was talking about it before. It's not actually going to be back onto domination. Actually, game number 4, we get to rotate back around into our game modes. So actually, we're going on to convergence. So game number 4, we're moving on to Hall of Jaleo, which is going to be an interesting look here, considering that 100 Thieves are 1 and 2 in Hall of Jaleo, whereas Darkzero are 1 and 0. So they're taking this considering that convergence is their strongest game mode.
Yeah, I always love this being kind of the map that decides it sometimes, because it's so hard to get this first cap. Oftentimes, as we talk about time and time again, and a map of just pure momentum that 100 Thieves can do well on. Yggdrasil, we'll see if they can bring it on over to here. Mantis being banned, Emma being banned, so right away they're like, okay, you can have Emma for one map and not this time.
Yeah, and we just saw what happened the last time we played on Convergence over in Central Park, right? So looking at the way that Darkzero held that defense and the way that they were able to reset things as we look into our next set of pick and bans, it's the Ultron safety, the Magneto safety for 100 Thieves.
Already taking a look here. We've got our next bans up, and this time around, yep, okay, we're going to go with the Ultron ban into the Luna again. So we're seeing some similar results. I think the Jet ban was pretty big here in terms of 100 Thieves shutting down Kurova. They just have not banned Millennia's Jeff. I mean, at this point, it's, maybe they don't fear it, but this is a map where I would not want to play it, and they're going to save it. I mean, I don't know about that, but they might. I mean, they're going to get their Atom potentially here. They have the chance to save them, but they might do what they did again, Vicky, where like they just don't save the Atom and then force the ban, but we'll see.
I mean, Darkzero, I believe, just get to go back-to-back, so they actually may just save up on the Atom. I would be surprised here, or rather, sorry, from the other side. Look at Darkzero, they're going to save the Invisible Woman here. They didn't save the Atom, so they don't have to worry about the ban, so they will be able to run it here. Now, I'm thinking now, being able to lean into this, or, okay, it's going to be the Torch as the last thing banned. So they have left open the Atom. Delena's going to have the board again as well, so get ready, strapped in here, Cozy, because it may be a long one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, gonna get the tea on the kettle now as Delina locks in the Golden God here, and we already know Kurova.
Yeah,
Kurova is already ready to roll here. Now, looking at it, the comps, nothing surprising jumping out to me. Millennia and Vinny gonna have that symbiotic shenanigans, just such a huge extra healing boost to the team that they can continue to thrive on, as we're at map number 4 here, Convergence in Wakanda yet again. And I have seen 100 Thieves fall on this map a good amount of times. Could Darkzero find the success to get this thing to game 5?
they have the winning record here on this game mode for a reason, Cozy. It's going to be Hall of Jolly where we saw them fall. I believe it's like, what, 1-2 at this point now for 100 Thieves. But rolling out with the bands after they've learned their lesson on Central Park, or maybe not, considering the Atom comes back around again. Both teams are going to be able to capitalize off of this, and seeing how that first map with Central Park specifically played out, I don't believe we had the Human Torch available for Darkzero again, so trying to make sure they can try to lean into that from the other side, as we see now 100 Thieves rolling out with Terra being on the Phoenix instead.
Yeah, we got Rye on the Ultron yet again. We've seen this time after time. And Terra does play Phoenix when he best seems fit. It does seem like he does on this map most of the time, and I like it here for what most teams try to go up in this top corridor. Sometimes they push a couple down Main Street, and they look to do just that now as Unity trying to get the difference. And right now, Rye Mason's just trying to stay alive. Terra jumps down the full commit, but flies back up. That's going to be something that changes after the patch on when you can use that quick fly there. And look at these connections. The aim is impeccable.
It's going to have a bit of a cooldown this time around. But with Millennia getting called out first, the Jeff Protect, you have to imagine. As Darkzero now move up, Impunity gets frozen after activating the armor here. Literally one shot, but Smash follows up on the dive, finding TTK while he's at it, and Terra already has a reset here from the Phoenix.
Very good pick there on TTK. Going to be forcing him now to come back slowly but surely. Impunity with another, and this is an absolute clean take of the point, but Delina gonna come back and try to keep this thing rolling. They already have the second point and moving. Delina does get Rye Mazing out of this thing. Portal coming out. Millennia back to it now as TTK and him are here. Smash looking for yet another Vanguard pick. Now make it Terra. Look at that great jump in Impunity now, forcing the boundary.
It's a great stall opportunity, but look at Kurova right now. Delena also has that resurrection. Vinny, with a piece of the Abyss, tries to get the follow-up and the tether together. Nice little stun, and they caught Kurova, but he's got the passive ready to go as Tara's trying to find him. The Born Again is activated first from Delena, and that brings Nook right back around for this fight. Vinny can get a lot more aggressive here as long as he gets around that res, and now you can hear from the other side from Kurova. This is going to be a very long fight here, while both these teams with 100 Thieves try to hold his defense.
Two Venoms maximum chaos here, as you can tell. Smash getting 1 now. 2 legendaries are made here in the grand finals, and he's looking to stamp his name to it. Wow, a full ace. Goodbye. They get the point.
Smash doing Smash things again. The Star Lord is continuously a problem, and that's what the 100 Thieves, they banned the torch against Darkzero the last time too when we were playing on this game type. Now we don't see it, but it was Smash on that Star Lord that had such an oppressive state.
With the, obviously with the Shark and Adam, just, you know, this is where I like Velocity on Invisible Woman. And that really showed there on point 1, being able to go into that boundary successfully. Now looking for Tara throwing up from the skies, force of pressure. That's going to now be pushing back Madara, who goes down just like that. Kurova doesn't even know Tara's there. Look out behind you. A smash to follow. This is going to be a good defensive stop and reset.
Talk about damage here. Delena getting these follows. Tara with the resets. He burns out Impunity with some help from Millennia to just fan out the flames.
All right, so we have the Phoenix ult. TTK locked and loaded as well. We'll be able to answer the call if needed. Kurova at 78, climbing. Delena and him might as well have it at the same time, so you can have the extended fight on point 2. 3 minutes left. Surely this is going to be a long one here, Vic. We'll see how he uses this Phoenix ult, but it's going to be Rai who opens things up.
The entry fraggers are trying to get a pick here to also help build up space to enable Impunity with a piece of the Abyss, but it forces out Nook with the fate of both worlds. We'll take those for now, because Vinny's going to also do the same. Nice little stall here and a stun off the Phoenix here as well. Kurova's got the resurrect. He still has the passive. Tara isolates Kurova as Tara's going to be looking for Kurova in his sights consistently, but with the Edge Chef, Millennia sends out that Emma Frost.
And here goes the baby shark. Vinny gets the other pick on Kurova yet again. And now, listen, I mean, Kurova still has the ult, but Delena didn't use theirs. Nuck did a great job keeping that team alive through the extermination from the Feast of the Abyss as well, and Impunity. Smash ready to go. TTK did use that Meteor M, so look for them. We'll see if Smash can get Delena here first and then force from what could be a wipe, but we'll see as they reset here and chase away Vinny.
This positioning right now, Darkzero want to get aggressive, but Vinny has just not given up that space. Is still a pesky mosquito up on the high ground to try to harass that backline. The Legendary is going to be the first thing to ring out as TTK with the shutdown snipe off the Magneto. The Born Again, as Kurova was still alive in the backline here, he's going to bring him right back.
Who needs the Meteor? Oh my gosh, the neutral, absolutely disrespectful, and they pop the res, but right now 100 Thieves doesn't need anything except good old neutral play to continue this dominance of a hold. Minute and 37 seconds left now. It's going to be, oh boy, Rai trying to get something smashed, and Kurova go with it, forcing Delena to ult. Great job in rotations. They got to do it again, but they don't have much left. Velocity can paint the path here with the ult. Impunity, though, getting Vinny's big.
It's fine, though, because Delena had pulled off the Karmic Revival just right before then. They brought back Millennia as the Millennia uses It's Jeff. The You Are Nothing also sings out as Phoenix tries diving down as he tries to get away. Velocity finds Vinny in the process. Madara, too. That's 2 out from 100 Thieves from the Vanguard lineup, and they're dropping life flies as Darkzero clear the point.
They're like, Impunity, you're the sacrifice, buddy. You gotta go, but we can get the point. Goodbye, but hello, point 2. Great job there from Darkzero pushing forward. Now, economy-wise, they have Legendary. TTK can respond this time, but look at the pressure. My goodness. Relentless here, chasing down Vinny. Got the stagger. That's what you want.
He can't get away from that one. Unfortunately, does not have the safety blanket of his team here. A nice little stagger, though, as you can see Smash waiting in the shadows, looking to creep around to harass this backline before he dives in here to spin around here on the Star-Lord. Smash has got that Legendary, wants to force out an ultimate maybe, but there's no strategist ultimate to even deal with this. Instead, it's going to be Rai Mazing as Tara shuts him down, and Millennia shoots the ball up in the air to catch Rai Mazing. Fearing nothing, TTK may not land his mark, but it's a follow-up potential from Millennia to get that output.
What a blink there from Terra, just disappearing from Amazing's eyes and then getting the best of them. That's what you like to see at top tier play. Two players very familiar with each other, calling each other out. Smash legendary. He got a whole team wipe last time. Let's see what he can get now as he pushes the team back. Good positioning. Vinny soaking up the majority of this thing. Uses the shields. Oh, it's 1 health left, but he, as Venom always does, escapes.
It's hard to get the legendary here when you're on the attack and everyone's hiding behind these walls. You keep trying to push in, though, together with Impunity. As Korova on the other side, it's not him that uses it, it's Delena, but he gets shut down almost immediately after he uses it.
Yeah, that's out of nightmares, man. That Venom climbing on the walls finds the Atom, yelling the line, but it's not enough here as Darkzero could get 0.3. 54 seconds left. Madara getting the pick here on Vinny. The sustain, the constant pressure. That is Venom is gone now, and here comes Korova activating the aggression ult. The rest is here. They can push into the fullest degree. Extermination ready to go, Vic. They're trying not to give them an inch because they'll take a mile.
Less than 40 seconds now on the clock, and here comes Terra up in the skies. Amazing with the extermination, though, as the Phoenix tries to collide against his head to give him a haircut. It's not enough. The Jeff, though, as Velocity uses the Eternal Bond. Oh, no, Millennium falls low, and they pay for it. Impunity following up with the Feast of the Abyss, as well as a Tether.
The combos are out of a script book. Perfect performance from Darkzero. Getting this map, they say, give me game 5. We'll see if 100 Thieves can match.
Time to switch things up, including
Once again, sure, we could see both teams using Karmic Revival Cozy, but you have to imagine, if you are 100 Thieves and Delena had used up that Adam Warlock ultimate to try to hold that choke, which is the best chance you have, especially at this level of more rivals, and you go out and you didn't even use up your passive prior to that because you wanted to use that ult first, man, that was devastating.
Yeah, definitely that's what lost. But I would say in that map, Impunity really shined over Vinny in the Venom performance. So much so I'm seeing if 100 Thieves is going to change up Vinny and who they had him on. Played great, did great, but Impunity definitely the more scary Venom that time around, as we can see the ace going to him. 10 of limbs, 19 and 3, 13k. Look at the difference there.
Yeah, the damage output is not there. Look at the 4 final hits too, by the way, where Venom usually shines and getting that bread and butter following up with the Duelist. And with Terra doing the amount of damage that Terra has, it's rare to be able to see that stat line, honestly. Impunity following up beautifully with Smash. That's why they have 10-10 apiece with these final hits.
All right, we see what 100 Thieves is going to cook up in the kitchen for offense, as Vinny's going to stay on that Venom. Terra going to be on the Phoenix as well. We've got the Luna Atom, so they're staying with what did well for them. Pushing and going in now on the other side, matching the same comp. Don't fix what's not broken. TTK to summon the magic, and we'll see he usually goes, high ground back, health pack. Mine as well, but maybe they expect us. He's going to take this kind of left approach. I like this different angle on him.
Nice timing on the Terra Cape, too. They knew. You see right there, Impunity waiting for them with the Venom Tether, too, before backing away. Korova in the back line, too, but 100 Thieves are trying to brute force their way onto this point, while with Darkzero trying to peel back.
Love watching TTK on Strange. Absolute magic at work now, pushing forward. Vinny is going to be dazed and dusted by 50% in. Climbing Smash now, putting on the show that he does. And he's not Luna Snow, but look at it here now as it continues to push forward. Velocity is going to be the key here. Can they stay alive? 82% in climbing. Delena finds the best of Impunity. Oh, man, this is good so far for 100 Thieves.
We haven't framed the controller v controller, by the way, between Smash being a controller and TTK is actually crazy. I'm noticing with Smash and the control scheme that he's got, being on that PlayStation, Korova gets the res, by the way, over in the back, and Amazing comes back around with the extermination. Terra tries to collide and give him a haircut, too, back in the sky, and this time he aims for Korova that was in the back right side.
Impunity jumping through now, keeping this thing rolling for the team. So many portals out here, and it's Delena now bringing them back. They get the 3 wipe, but it's going to be, once again, trying to get the wipe into a win. TTK knocked back in this thing now, pushing forward. Bubble down, sustain up, legendary out, and Smash is trying to continue what he's done on this section of Wakanda. There's TTK, Agamotto, nothing from it, Vicky. Right now, Darkzero hanging in this thing.
Velocity was ready with that Terror K, but 100 Thieves have their numbers instead as TTK holds forward. He's upset. Together with Vinny, the Vanguards are not playing around for 100 Thieves.
Vinny slammed the corpse there as it fell. I mean, absolute disgusting. And Punity using the portal to get back in the fight. Right use for it, but not enough. 4 minutes, 24 seconds, about a minute longer than Darkzero had. But 100 Thieves obviously did a very good job on this part of the map, Vicky. They held it for about 3 minutes.
Is going to be replicated here on the other side with Darkzero. Sign of Seduction. Oh, beautiful dive right there. He does hit onto 2. Nice tether 2 before backing away. Vinny wanted to play a lot more aggressively here, and with Terra, they can get the follow-ups, but he's got to be careful with the Sign of Seduction. It forces him back for now. And Millennia does have the It's Jeff. And with the way that Darkzero is playing all grouped up together, you have to look out for that. Pulls out that crystal right afterwards while Ray Mazing has the Extermination. Here comes the It's Jeff as well before diving in, leaving him one. But the Extermination is just enough as Millennia fails to swallow up the Ultron.
Holy Kurova barely keeping Velocity alive there. And on top of that, getting the Jeff out of there. I mean, that was so precise. They had to have that win right there, or that was going to be 100 Thieves pushing clearly to point 2, slowing down momentum. Phenomenal job.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Velocity kissing the floor right now, too. Staying alive. But 100 Thieves, look at these ultimates right now, Cozy. You have Kurova and Delano with both of those Karmic Revivals online. And Smash trying to get into position to get the follow-up with Impunity. That's going to be a lot of damage to force out also other ultimates from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, we'll see the way he goes about it. It's going to now go legendary from the skies here. Vinny does get Velocity out of this thing, but Kurova once again bringing them back. This is going to be a huge fight for this match as both teams unload the Qs. TTK, Madara going down twice. Kurova brings it back. Oh my gosh. What just happened?
He just Ayabago-moded everyone getting res, by the way, in front of the Karmic Revival. And even though we saw Nook with the Fate of both worlds, he was wrapped around the other side of the wall right there, too. So a little unfortunate here as he navigated outside after getting res first. And Delena gets taken out here at the very least. TTK is literally having way too much fun.
TTK is flying. Is a better flyer than the flyers in the game. Insane as strange. My gosh, it's just fun to watch him do it here. When he's not playing the Emma, he's a demon on the Sorcerer Supreme now. A lot of space for 100 Thieves to push forward. Delena's got the ult. Terra to follow the 1-2 punch that this team has continued to be. Madara now does have the Seduction to follow into it here. It's going to be Terra opening up the lane. And the pressure is on now, pushing for TTK. Gets a pick on Madara. That's huge.
He wants to be the MVP all over again. He wants to replicate what we've already seen right now. 100 Thieves, Delena with the res. Brings them all the way back to get aggressive. You hear the Eternal Bond, though, from Velocity to allow Darkzero to get back together. But with the Eye of Agamotto, TTK has been keeping 100 Thieves here on this point.
This is absolutely insane as us against the world can shout out. No, it's you against 100 Thieves alone because that cloak just got deleted from the video game. It's TTK and Terra getting it done once again for this team. 2 minutes, 52 seconds. This is a hard part of the map, though, to cap here as Vinny has stepped it up insanely well. What a way to bet on yourself. Didn't have the best, 0.1 performance. Bringing it back here. Vinny doing a good job.
Making those quick adjustments that he needed to do. And by the way, looking at TTK, this is with the Emma Frost ban. They learned their lesson. Yeah, here comes TTK like a smooth criminal floating everywhere on this Doctor Strange. Nook does have that Fate of both worlds as well as Millennia with the It's Chef. But Darkzero looking at Kurova has a Karmic Revival with the Extermination for Amazing to start things off again as the entry ult for Darkzero. But 100 Thieves are just going to be able to move back around before coming back in with Millennia having the It's Chef and Nook to keep them alive.
For a thriller of our last Grand Finals hit here. Smash going down by Madara as well. This is going to be Kurova bringing them back, but deleted by Terra. He found that god this time as they're coming back. TTK and Terra are just absolutely lining up the highlight reel.
I just see T's. Cross your T's all over this KO feed right now. Vinny gets a follow-up right afterwards. And right now, 100 Thieves are farming Darkzero on the attack.
As now they look to continue to push this thing absolutely down Darkzero's throats. Minute 38 seconds. A wipe here cannot be had, but they still have plenty of play. Portals and more. Delena's close to the res. TTK's got the Agamottos. He's nailed them once and twice before. We'll see if we see him fly through the air and yell the Peter Pan line as now he's pushing for Terra. Getting it done. Facing the smash. Trying to continue to get that elim. He can get it here. Oh, nice flip, dip, and dodge as he continues to show his best patches. Oh, Houlihan impression.
Both Terra and Smash just playing a game out of the Matrix right here. Backing away, surviving. 100 Thieves have the survivability, though, in their hands. But Velocity also has that eternal bond. Impunity does get frozen, and Amazing up in the sky forces 100 Thieves to back away. Less than a minute on the clock here, so they just want to be able to time this right. But Darkzero are back in the driver's seat with Kurova slowly approaching that res. But the Eye of Akamoto, it found the back line. Nobody left to sustain from Darkzero.
Just textbook TTK as we've come to know and love here with 41 seconds. And Going Nuck does use the show all the way through. It's going to be a Millennium now putting the Whirlpool down, healing up the team. We, folks, have ourselves an overtime in game number 4.
34 seconds to 16 seconds. You increase that by that extra minute here, and you have 100 Thieves with that 18-second advantage. And they were able to recontest when they were on defense in a really good way, even despite the portal play I believe that we had seen from the other side.
I mean, TTK, the mind, Terra, the muscle. It's so fun to watch this team continue to do what they do. I mean, just when you think you get the 3 push, you do great as Darkzero. They match it even better. Amazing instantly locking that Phoenix to try to match what was Terra. Just sniping down everybody consistently. But honestly, the time difference there, right? If you look at ult economy and how long they'll have the charge, it's about the same. I mean, you're going to be very close, Vic, to the same amount with 18 seconds of a difference. So it's going to come down to this play here.
Wait, you can't tease me. Do my eyes deceive me here? Not on the attack here. We're going to probably see some swap-ups as Impunity maybe wanted to go. Oh, no, he gets it off the lineup. He actually does. Oh, no. What a stall. I mean, he'll be able to come back around. It is the Jeff, right? So Jeff will come back just as quickly. But that is a nice little cheeky penny play that I haven't seen in a long time, Cozy.
Yeah, the grand finals.
Why did I think that was badged?
That was that. Oh, never. That's so that's fun to see. All right, guys, we have what is a quick jet. You know what? I think that was all for the viewers, just watching Jeff go down one more time. We need to see that shark die more. He's had too much. He's feasted too much here in the grand finals. Terra now, though, looking for that opening snipe once again. Darkzero, we're going to see how they approach this point. 47 seconds. That's all there is. Keep your eyes on the ults, Vic.
Time is of the essence here, so they have to get aggressive just as quick, but they have to just completely uproot Terra up on this high ground. Has to get contested. They want to get the follows between Terra dealing the damage and Vinny following up with Delena also hitting their noggins with that Adam Warlock damage output. Amazing being the first one to go, though, sets 100 Thieves up to push all the way up.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh, no.
This is real bad. They're getting their ult charge. They're pushing them back. They're looking confident. I mean, they're not going to allow the portal here. I mean, Impunity's going to try to go touch back. I don't even know if they'll get the point. What are they going to do here? Terra is absolutely doing his best cosplay of October. It's the horror show, the Terra show. And Vinny just feasting. I mean, wow, I can't believe they even had someone to get anything on there.
Somebody's contesting right now, though. Forced out the overtime. Look behind you here. Delena's finds Impunity, but it's all desperate measures for Darkzero to keep this up. While 100 Thieves are pushed all the way up, the Phoenix ultimate slams down. Velocity gets frozen here, and the extermination from Smash to follow.
Dude, no one knew where that Phoenix was. Like, when that came from the side angle, I was cracking up right now as Impunity pushing in. Smash to get that good elimination. Now going to have Amazing continue to do what he's doing with the quick pop there. Fear TTK. This has been his server admin of Matt now pushing forward. You've got Velocity continuing to keep them alive. Delena gets a rise. This is going to be the sustained fight. Terra goes down. Going to come right back into this thing, though, with the res. Time's ticking. Point is close. If they get this cap, it's everything. Velocity. Amazing. Darkzero can get this cap with the magic, with the Amazing. Oh my gosh, Vic.
And they don't have sustain anymore. Nook had the Lunasoul ultimate earlier that was just used up, but Darkzero, despite the spawn hold push, they do it. The stall, the clutches stall from the backline of Darkzero to let everybody come right back around using Amazing shield too.
How did they even touch, and even more so, Smash opening up that portal play because everyone was all the way pushed and fully committed? I didn't even know who was left to touch. I thought Impunity was left back, but no, they made it. Here's TTK bringing the team into it. They at least have Millennia and their ult to get the Whirlpool out and the Jeff on now. But what do we have in exchange? Oh, Kurova going out. Smash has the extermination. Vinny getting another one. They've got to pop this if they want to stay in it.
Oh my God!
That's everybody! Oh, baby shark doo-doo delete.
4. Time to switch things up.
Oh my, what better way to have Jeff in all cases than when you are forced to stay on the point in overtime?
Dude, I mean, getting that point was huge, right? Getting to where they got.
Yeah.
But they had Kurova ult. They had Smash's ult. They could have gone a lot further. Either way, that was what you can do, the best you can do almost with 40 seconds, right? 100 Thieves has to have a hell of an answer to take that point that quick, usually favoring the defense in terms of ult charge and economy. I like the approach, Vicky, that 100 Thieves did with the aggressive nature, but if you're Darkzero, pull it back, stay back, do it the old-fashioned way.
Just got to prevent them from getting progress on that point. Got to hold them back here. And if this is really what they roll out with, I like this because they're expecting Vinny to continuously be that nuisance trying to dive the backline. Same thing with Millennia, but Nook too, if they want to stick with this rocket play too, they're going to be able to get that BRB to bring them right back into fruition because, again, as you highlighted, Cozy, it's that 18-second difference, which isn't a lot.
Yeah, this is just absolute cinema. Going the absolute distance. Grand final. We're now on to overtime. One team cap in the first point. 100 Thieves to follow. And the way they're going to go about it is with these Vanguards. You got Vinny yet again on the Venom TTK, being the blue strain, showing the ice in the veins that he typically shows. As now pushing forward, they got the split strat yet again, Vicky. I love the Namor here.
It's really helped out Rymazing so much when they were originally on the defense here, but look how they're all grouped up together. Before diving in, TTK splitting up the attention as he goes solo dolo. Up in the front choke here. The rest of 100 Thieves will shortly follow from the back end. They're trying to distract that of Smash, who's up in the air, and also allowing the strategists to boost up their ultimates and helping out TTK. But they have to dismantle these squids up on the high ground.
Rotation from Impunity, not falling and jumping back with the peel as well. Kurova up and ticking Smash to follow. Right now, Smash and Millennia are going to be the first to answer the call of the ultimate. That is the point swing between these two teams. Rymazing close behind. Terry to follow. Look for the screens now, but it's going to be instead the wipe on Madara. That's going to make things difficult for this team. Forcing now going to be the strange switch most likely. Extermination coming out from Smash right away. Rymazing close to falling. Needs to find his teammate. There it is, Vicky. Terra close to going as well. Rymazing gets the pick off. That's massive. Delina 90%. Giganto goes out well, connects. Madara coming back for the team, full committing.
TTK does get stunned here too, but 100 Thieves, they use everything in the bank. Overtime taking away, Impunity going down, but they still have Kurova there as the insurance policy that they needed here, bringing everybody back, deleting all this attempts. TTK waiting out with the Eye of Agamotto, but with the Eternal Bond from Darkzero, it's not going to be enough to keep Velocity alive.
Eternal Bond, nothing there from TTK. It's out of control. We get a 3-hit on the Algo, but no follow-up. Madara Impunity takes getting it done. Impunity with another. Oh my goodness, it's a forced cap, but there's the passive there. Kurova coming back as well. Millennia, this is all 100 Thieves. Darkzero's gonna reset.
Oh, they did it. They flipped the point. Are you kidding me? They cannot get off right now. Overtime ticking away, and 100 Thieves, just to highlight, is at match point. They need to win this game to win the grand finals, and now Darkzero are desperately scrambling. They don't have much other than the whale coming up, Cozy.
Economy, slight edge here to Darkzero. They have Ultron. They've got Rymazing. Can they land the whale?
Oh my.
No! It's gonna be the shark! What a pick! What a play! That could be it for the grand finals as Madara is gonna do their best, but Vinny throws in the punches. 100 Thieves continues to be the elite of Marvel rivals, winning that top seed. Oh my gosh!
Oh, 5-4, Cozy. This is what it looks like to be some of America's greatest talent here in Marvel Rivals Ignite. They did it. Both teams in overtime, getting to exactly that checkpoint that Darkzero left behind for 100 Thieves to close out this map.
As they always do, cool, calm, collected, and completely in control. 100 Thieves, they finish on top yet again. TTK, Eternal Bond, us against the nothing. I mean, wipes them out. I mean, so stunned at the level of calm, cool, collectedness. They're going to come on this interview and not even, they're celebrating. They're going to come on, yo, what's up? Yeah, did it again. They keep doing this. And you know, the rest of the teams are yelling. They can't keep getting away with it when you got to beat them You got to beat the best to be the best, right? Another top seed going to 100 Thieves. They play Dreamland. What a win. What a fight now. And it will be the Darkzero against Red.
Wow, man. I just gotta say, give TTK a raise. Like, that kid is insanity. Top tier kid for a reason, man. But looking at some of these highlights, this was such an insane game. 5-4. It went back and forth. We had res for days. I'm never gonna not hear Born Again in my ears. And man, even Smash. Let's just talk about Smash. Korova getting jiffed. He didn't necessarily, but it's just the Adam Warlock in a situation like that in overtime. If you can't boost up into that res, which he used in that first fight, it makes it even harder. And the difference, Cozy, is that the Jeff was banned against Darkzero. They could not use the Jeff, whereas 100 Thieves, even banking in a situation like this, Millennia just cleared them off the point when they had all these ultimates.
No, they said they weren't scared of Millennia's Jeff, is what they said. They didn't ban it. They didn't worry about it. And guess what ultimately lost them that game? It was Millennia's 3 chopper that shut down that entire point push. And who knows what could have happened from that. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, Vicky, it was the water from downtown, the Squirtle splash that gets Namor out of there, right? Amazing Falls to start this thing.
Dude, 56,000 damage, 62 and 10. What?
Doing my season 4 damage in one game is just preposterous. I mean, just insane. And this is why I picked them to win. That's all my prediction. 100.
I see you.
At the end of the day. At the end of the day, when you got Terry, you got TTK, Vinny coming back like he did. Oh, not to mention Harvey out, Nuck in, Millennia to follow. What? Oh my God! What cinema? Just once again.
Nuck, by the way, nearly 70,000 healing on the Luna Snow. 28 and 12 on the Luna.
I mean, this is what you love to see at the top of play, guys. And it's just, once again, they get away with it. They get another confident W and really didn't look shaken much at all throughout the majority of the, outside of what the very beginning of that domination, they continue to do what 100 Thieves does best. And I've been now casting this team for almost a year, Vicky. It's the same song. It's the same dance. 100 Thieves, we got our interview lined up, ready to go, and with the grand finals on the line, everything on the line. Oh yes, we got iRemix.
Yo, what's up, bro? Hello.
Dude, the coach, Nick Fury himself, the man behind the mask who coaches this team. How do you feel, man, getting that win for the top seed?
Yeah, I'm feeling really great. I mean, they pull out some crazy shit. Props to the players for that. I mean, it was a little bit messy at first, but once we talk about some stuff, we were able to pull it out. So I'm glad.
Oh, dude. Well, first, it's great to be able to even talk to you. Whenever I saw you in China, you were sick like 90% of it. I couldn't even see you. Now I can at least get some good conversation. I gotta ask, man, when it comes to this strategy with you guys have so many playmakers. I mean, you can't ban out what everyone on this team can do. My first question to you is, I mean, when it comes to that strategy and that part of the phase of pick and ban, do you guys worry about anything being banned, or you just flex, adapt, and kind of ride on what this team does best?
I mean, I try to create a plan for every team. We always go with a plan for every team. And they do, when it comes to the bans, certain teams, they try to target ban either Terra or TTK. So I have like solutions for that. Like that team, for example, they're trying to ban Emma first. So we are forced to protect like Mag, because otherwise they will fully ban out TTK. But there's like ways to play around those things, and we're always have a plan, and we're always prepared for it.
Awesome.
Man, it's really great to get your insight. Looking at the past bans, I want to go back to that topic here. The way that you guys had lost that previous match where you guys let the Adam Warlock pass for Korova, were you guys just not worried going into this final map, even though Korova had so much impact? I feel like Delena just popped off equally, honestly, at the very end there, but was that any question of concern?
Yeah, I mean, it's like that team is pretty good at playing. Like they play the Starlord comp really well, then Amor comp and their Torch. So we were more worried about the Torch comp than Adam. You can't really ban everything out, so we gotta figure out like what are we gonna give them, and then try to build a comp that would be properly for what they have, right? I think that map that we lost, I think we kind of lost it to ourselves, because to be honest, I don't think we were on the best comp to attack. It seemed really hard for us to cap out the point into that comp that they had. So we gotta like go back on the bot and like see those things and realize what the changes that we need to make moving forward on that map.
Listen, you got 2 photos of Thanos back there. I mean, that's perfect to represent TTK and Terra on your team over there, man. And just crazy what y'all's team has put together across the board talent. And I've been, casting you guys for a long time. I've seen this team play as one unit for so long. Obviously, SJP not with the team anymore. Now Harvey, right? So you completely, reboot, reload the strategist. Walk me through the subbing of Nuck, what he was able to do, and kind of how that game plan worked.
Honestly, yeah, the main thing is like Harvey's really sick today. He had like a migraine. He couldn't look at his monitor, and he had like chills and stuff. So I had to put Nuck in. But regardless, Nuck he was able to do fit the job. He's a really talented player also, and he has good comms and stuff. So it worked out.
Next man up mentality. You guys continue to do that, whether it's in China or here, and it just continues to work for you. So props to that success.
Thank you.
I was about to ask that question about Nook too, honestly, because he seems like the player that, even though he's on that strategist role, even though we saw him at Luna Snow popping off, he really does primarily focus on the healing output rather than following up, because I don't think he even had a final hit at the very end there. But I just need to say, my last thing, it's not even a question, iRemix.
Yeah.
Give TTK a raise. That dude just be floating in the sky as a tank all the time, and it is crazy what that kid could do on a controller.
Yeah, TTK is definitely one of the best controller players. I think he's the best controller player. I mean, when things go wrong, just put him on Strange, he'll kill the whole server.
Exactly, dude. He's a server admin at times, and getting to meet him. I love watching. I can't wait when because I know I'm going to see you guys in Georgia. I can't wait to see you with this whole team again. It's so fun to watch the personalities that you get to coach of what 100 Thieves is. And so, congrats to y'all's success. You guys continue to do it time and time again. Job's not even close to finish. You got the main stage here and what is going to be next week. So celebrate with the boys. I know they're cool, calm, and collected as always, but congrats on the win there, iRemix.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Should I say one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
I just want to say shout out to all the players and my family and friends who, my friends Sinatra and Space. I wouldn't be here without them.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Hey, love that, man. Love that. Just to get the community all together, that is going to be the shout-outs from iRemix, the great coach of 100 Thieves. And once again, getting that win and winning the grand final. So we appreciate you coming on and enjoy that win, my friend. As that is going to sunset our 2 grand finals here as we continue to hang out there for a second. Our 2 grand finals, Vicky, of today. And they both absolutely, kind of went to where we thought. We never got that game 5.